From the moment you opened your eyes this morning, something in the air has been different. You may not have words for it yet, but your body knows. The space between heartbeats feels charged. The air tastes like it's carrying a silent thunder. And your dreams have been trying to tell you something you can't quite put down. This is not your imagination. Between August 14th and August 17th, we are entering what ancient seers described as a systemic override of energetic reality, a moment when the old grid collapses and the new pattern imprints itself upon every living soul. Most people will pass through these days distracted, numbed, and unaware. But if you are here, it is because you were meant to hear this. You have been prepared for this threshold. This is a warning, but also an invitation. The portal is opening, and 5 cosmic phenomena will ripple through our collective field, affecting every single person on this planet, whether they are ready or not. First, the moon's alignment with the shadow arc will amplify every hidden desire and fear you've buried. Second, a rare solar-lunar pulse will send waves through your auric field, cracking open dormant potential. Third, the karmic axis will shift, accelerating both blessings and reckonings. Fourth, the planetary resonance will spike, altering your perception of time itself. And fifth, the most important, the electric potential between thought and manifestation will shorten to near instant response. For the awakened, this is the quantum leap moment, the chance to move years ahead in days, the opportunity to speak intentions and watch them root into reality like lightning striking Earth. But for the unaware, it will feel like chaos, confusion, and a strange heaviness in the chest. If your heart is racing right now, trust it. You were meant to know before the wave crests. This is the universe tapping you on the shoulder and whispering, "It's your time." And in a moment, I'll guide you through exactly how to move through this portal with clarity, protection, and power. But first, you need to understand why this shift is unlike anything we've experienced in centuries. Leo season always brings fire, courage, and the unapologetic light of the self. But this year, its rays are tethered directly to what mystics call the Great Central Sun. This is not our physical sun, but the cosmic heart of light that feeds entire galaxies. During these August days, its current is pouring through our solar system, riding waves of solar-charged crystalline plasma. These light codes are not metaphor, they are frequency, data, and memory, designed to awaken the sleeping DNA of a planet on the brink of transformation. If you've felt restless, unable to sleep past 3 a.m., or experienced vivid, symbolic dreams that stay with you long after waking, you've already met the pre-shock waves. Your body has been adjusting, your spirit has been whispering, prepare. This isn't random, it's resonance. We are standing at a choice point, a bifurcation of timelines. One path pulls you deeper into the collapsing 3D paradigm, a reality of fear, scarcity, and rigid control. The other path, the 5D timeline, is an entirely different frequency. Unity consciousness, abundance without force, a reality shaped from the inside out. Most will not even realize a choice was offered. They will feel the restlessness, the strange synchronicities, the heightened emotions, and chalk it up to chance. But you're here, hearing these words, because you are aware enough to see the fork in the road. The bifurcation is not about location, it's about vibration. Where you align in the next days will ripple into years. The great central sun is flooding the field with enough light to make both paths visible. And soon, I will share exactly how to anchor yourself into the one that leads to the future you've been feeling in your bones. Some will notice it first in the quiet hours, when the world seems to hold its breath. A low, almost imperceptible hum, like the faint vibration of a great celestial instrument strumming somewhere beyond the stars. Others will catch it as a high silvery tone, hovering just at the edge of hearing, present whether the room is silent or filled with life. This is not tinnitus, not a trick of the mind. It is the celestial hum, the opening chord of the portal between August 14th and 17th. Ancient tradition spoke of a song of the spheres, a resonance that appears when higher realms move close enough to touch the earthly plane. If you are hearing it now, you are not imagining things. The music is real, and it is meant for you. The symptoms can take many forms. You might hear a clear, high-pitched frequency that comes and goes without explanation, lasting seconds or lingering for hours. You may notice moments when your own name seems to be whispered softly from nowhere, as though carried on a warm wind inside your mind. Others describe the sensation of distant, angelic music, not in the ears, but in the space behind thought, like it is woven into the atmosphere itself. Some will hear gentle chimes or bells at night, even when no physical source exists. And for a few, the sounds will come paired with an undeniable emotional reaction, tears without sadness, goosebumps without cold, the feeling of being both called and held at the same time. This is the activation of clairaudience, the psychic sense of hearing messages from beyond the veil. During these days, that veil thins until it is almost transparent, allowing communication from guides, angels, and higher aspects of your own soul. It is not a random phenomenon. It is a deliberate contact, a signal to turn your attention inward. The hum is the doorbell of the unseen realms, asking you to step closer. The reason it comes through sound is because hearing bypasses the logical mind. It speaks straight to the deep awareness within. When you notice the anomaly, pause. Acknowledge it, silently or aloud, with words like, "I hear you, and I am ready to receive." Still your body and open your inner attention. Ask without fear, "What would you have me know?" Then, listen beyond the sound itself. Often, the words or images will arrive a few heartbeats later, or they will appear later in the day as synchronicities, overheard conversations, or even a line in a book you just happen to open. The more you respond, the clearer the messages will become. The significance of this auditory shift cannot be overstated. It marks the activation of a guidance system that will be vital for navigating the months ahead. As the energetic grids realign, old forms of external certainty will fade, and the voice that leads you will need to come from within and above. The celestial hum is the universe handing you the first tool for that journey. It is a reminder that you are not walking blind. You are moving in conversation with the very forces shaping this new reality. If you have already been experiencing this, if the tones, whispers, or music have touched your awareness in these last days, then you are already in the current. The portal has begun to speak to you. I want you to affirm this connection now. Type the words, "I am listening," in the comments, not just as an engagement, but as a declaration to the field. The more of us who anchor this signal together, the stronger it becomes, and the more it will guide us through the gateway that is opening. Some will notice it first in the corner of their vision, a faint shimmer in the air, as though heat were rising from invisible ground. But the temperature will be cool, the shimmer unbroken by wind. This is the beginning of prana visibility. The moment your eyes begin to register the life force that animates all matter. Once seen, it cannot be unseen. It appears like dancing particles suspended in light, moving in delicate patterns that feel both random and perfectly ordered. Others will encounter sudden flashes of light, quick, darting orbs that appear and vanish in a blink. These are not optical illusions. They are energetic messengers, nodes of conscious light interacting with your field. Many experience these when DNA upgrades are occurring, when dormant strands of soul memory begin to switch on. The more you soften your gaze, the more they show themselves. Some will find their perception sharpening to include the subtle glow around people, animals, and even objects. Auras, once dismissed as mystical metaphors, will become visible as real gradients of light and color. At first, it may be a faint haze, but as your system calibrates to the portal's frequency, The hues will deepen, revealing moods, health states, and soul imprints. And for a few, especially those already accustomed to meditative states, sacred geometry will begin overlaying the physical world. A flower of life pattern pulsing in a tree's leaves, a golden spiral tracing the curve of a wave, fractals shimmering over someone's skin as they speak. These are the blueprints beneath form, now visible as the perceptual matrix begins to fracture under the intensity of incoming light. Then comes the second layer of this phenomenon, time distortion. The rigid linearity you've known your whole life begins to soften, bend, and sometimes collapse altogether. Hours may pass in what feels like minutes, or minutes stretch into a strange, dreamlike forever. You may find yourself arriving somewhere with no clear memory of the journey. As though you step through a fold in reality, time slips become common. One moment you're immersed in conversation, and the next it's as if you've jumped forward or backward without transition. Past, present, and future begin to bleed together, bringing sudden recollections that feel like memories but haven't yet happened. Some will dream events days before they occur. Others will have déjà vu so strong it feels like watching a replay of their own life. This temporal warping creates both wonder and disorientation. Without the comfort of a strict timeline, the mind may feel unmoored, but this is not a malfunction, it is an expansion. The collapse of linear time is a hallmark of entering a higher vibrational field where reality organizes itself by resonance, not by clocks. In the 5D timeline, events cluster around alignment, not sequence. The portal is giving you glimpses of this now, allowing you to practice navigating by frequency rather than schedule. These effects can be jarring. You may feel as though the world is both speeding up and slowing down at once. You may lose track of the day, feel you've been missing chunks of time, or even experience moments when you know what someone is about to say before they say it. The point is not to fight these shifts, but to learn to anchor in them, to let time become fluid without losing your center. To integrate this perceptual shattering, remain grounded in your body. When visual anomalies appear, breathe into the wonder of them instead of dismissing them. When time distorts, bring your awareness to your heartbeat, your breath, your physical presence. Let your body be the compass while your perception expands. Keep a journal, not just of what you see, but of when you see it, as patterns will emerge over time. If you are ready to open your senses and step fully into this expanded reality, declare it now. Type the words, "I am ready to see," in the comments. Not as a passive statement, but as a vow to the universe that you choose clarity over illusion, vision over blindness, and truth over the comfort of the old matrix. The third phenomenon is not subtle. It arrives in the body like a tide that can't be stopped, the Somatic Alchemical Purge. In these days of August 14th to 17th, the portal's frequency begins dismantling old densities stored in the physical vessel. For many, it will first mimic illness, flu-like aches, chills, and heaviness without fever or infection. No medical test will explain it, because it is not disease, it is release. The cells themselves are loosening decades, even lifetimes, of stagnant energy. Aches and pains may migrate, shifting from one shoulder to the lower back, from the hips to the jaw, sometimes within hours. This is the body's fascia and meridian lines clearing blockages. Heart palpitations may occur, not from fear or exertion, but from chakra expansion. The heart center is widening to accommodate the inflow of light codes, and the body must recalibrate to the higher voltage. Digestive patterns may be disrupted without dietary cause. This is not random discomfort. The gut, your second brain, is shedding stored emotional debris. For some, this means sudden elimination. For others, a strange, bloated stillness. Appetite may swing wildly between ravenous and non-existent. As the body fluctuates between rebuilding and resting phases, sleep will also shift. You may wake in the middle of the night buzzing with energy, as if plugged into a current, or feel pulled into deep, vivid dreamscapes that leave you emotionally raw. Some will sleep far less, yet feel more alert. Others will sleep heavily and still need more. The rhythm is not wrong. It is the nervous system rewiring. Alongside these physical changes comes an emotional catharsis unlike anything many have felt before. Grief may rise in waves with no apparent trigger, as if mourning something unnamed. These are old wounds, often not just your own, surfacing from the unconscious for release. The portal's frequency is pulling these imprints into the light where they can dissolve. Sudden flashes of rage may also erupt, not directed at specific people, but at the collective injustices, betrayals, and constrictions you've silently carried. One moment, you may feel calm. The next, your entire being may flare with volcanic force. This is the fire burning through ancient residue. Expect the full spectrum of volatility. Joy may spike into tears. Sorrow may dissolve into laughter. The emotional body is detoxing just as deeply as the physical. And for many, what arises will not be purely personal. We are wired into ancestral and collective fields. You may feel the grief of your lineage, the anger of generations, the sorrow of humanity itself. These are not yours to keep. They are yours to witness and release. To move through the somatic alchemical purge with grace, you must support the body and spirit as they empty. Hydration is essential. Pure water helps flush the released frequencies through your system. Salt baths draw heavy energies out through the skin while restoring mineral balance. Time in nature grounds the influx of light and helps the body remember its original rhythm. Journaling is a powerful anchor. Write what surfaces without censoring or analyzing. Witness it on the page, and it will loosen its grip. Practice energy protection daily. Visualize yourself surrounded by a sphere of golden light, strong yet permeable to only what serves your highest good. Most importantly, surrender to the process. The purge is not punishment. It is preparation. You are being hollowed so that more of your true light can move through you. The discomfort is temporary, but the expansion it makes possible will shape the rest of your life. If you feel the truth of this in your bones, claim it now. Type "I embrace my transformation" in the comments, not for me, but for you, as a sacred contract with the universe that you will allow this portal to cleanse you of what you were never meant to carry into the next chapter of your existence. In the early stages of awakening, synchronicities often come like breadcrumbs. A repeated number here, an unexpected song lyric there, a chance encounter that feels like a nudge. But during this portal between August 14th and 17th, those breadcrumbs explode into what can only be described as a 10-lane synchronicity superhighway. The space between thought and its reflection in the physical world shrinks to near zero. What you focus on now with emotion and belief will appear, often within hours or even minutes. You might think of an old friend and receive a message from them moments later. You may imagine a specific phrase, then overhear it in a stranger's conversation as you pass by. An item you've been searching for could fall into your lap without effort. The cause-effect gap collapses because the energetic field is hyper-responsive under this lunar-solar alignment. But this acceleration is not without its caution. The same field that amplifies your joy, gratitude, and inspired visions will also echo your doubts, fears, and resentments with equal speed. If your mind is scattered, the manifestations will be scattered. If your thoughts are rooted in lack, the field will deliver more lack instantly. This is why the ancients spoke of impeccable thinking during sacred windows. The field is not selective. It is responsive. To work within the Synchronic Superhighway, you must treat every thought like a seed. Ask yourself, do I want to harvest the fruit of this? Before letting it take root in your mind. Practice focusing on what you desire as if it is already here, because in this charged state, Your inner frequency is the steering wheel of reality. This is the moment to become deliberate. Vision boards, written intentions, spoken affirmations, all are supercharged now. But so are passing complaints, anxious predictions, and self-doubt. Your responsibility is to choose consciously, not casually. The road is wide open, but the lane you travel depends entirely on the clarity of your focus. If you're ready to step into this level of creation, anchor it in the field right now by commenting, "I am ready to receive." That single act of declaration is the first turn onto your own superhighway. The final phenomenon of this portal is the most profound and the most permanent. It is the sovereign creator embodiment, the moment when the higher self, which you may have glimpsed in meditation or felt in rare moments of clarity, fully integrates into your physical form. This is not a visitation. It is a merger. Your soul's vast wisdom, memory, and creative authority begin operating not as something you reach for, but as the baseline of who you are. The first sign is a silent, unshakable peace. It is not the absence of challenge, but the end of inner scrambling. The constant background hum of seeking for answers, for validation, for someone out there to guide you, dissolves. Decisions that once felt heavy or confusing become almost effortless because you are no longer choosing from fear or reaction. You are moving from the soul's perspective, which sees the long arc of truth, not just the momentary bend in the road. This integration shifts your very presence. You will find that without trying to persuade, teach, or explain, people feel changed simply by being in your energy. Your field becomes a transmission, a living example of what alignment looks and feels like. The need to prove or perform. Your worth evaporates, replaced by a steady knowing, "I am here," and that is enough. The paradigm of seeking gives way to the paradigm of mastery. You are no longer the student endlessly searching for the next technique, the next teacher, the next missing piece. You become the source. And from this place, creation is not a struggle, it is inevitable. Your thoughts, words, and actions align naturally with the reality you wish to live, and the outer world reshapes itself to match. This is the culmination of the portal's work, to remind you that you were never powerless, never at the mercy of a shifting world. You are, and always have been, a conscious creator. The difference now is that you know it, not as an idea, but as an embodied truth that guides every breath. If you feel this truth resonating in your bones, declare it now. Comment, "I am a conscious creator," not for the algorithm, but as a signal to the universe and to yourself that you have stepped fully into the role you were born to play. The portal will close, but your sovereignty will remain. When this portal's energy settles, life will begin to rearrange itself to match the new frequency you now carry. Situations, relationships, and commitments that no longer align will naturally loosen their grip. Some will fall away quietly. Others may require conscious release. Let them go without clinging. They are simply not resonant with who you have become. From your new center of being, choices feel lighter, cleaner, and unmistakably true. You will notice a shift from living in a state of need, seeking validation, approval, or security, to living in a state of overflow. Your orientation becomes gift-giving rather than need-seeking. You offer your time, your words, your presence because it expresses your truth, not because you hope to get something in return. This way of being magnetizes the right people, opportunities, and experiences. Without chasing them, every moment becomes an act of alignment. And as you hold this frequency, the outer world reflects it back in ways that confirm the shift wasn't just a passing wave. It is who you are now that you have walked through the fire of release, the shimmer of new perception, the call of guidance, the acceleration of creation, and the embodiment of your own sovereignty. This transformation is complete, but your expression of it is just beginning. Now is the time to live the change so fully that it becomes your nature. Stay connected to others walking this same path. Subscribe, share your insights, and help. Weave a community of aligned creators holding this frequency together. Remember, the portal may close, but your alignment is eternal. You are here, you are ready, and you are powerful beyond measure. The universe has spoken, now it moves through. You,